Hi dear students, today in this video I am going to discuss the second part of the chapter number 4, structure of the atom. In the first part I have discussed different kind of the model, and in Rutherford as well as Niels Bohr model of atom we have discussed there are different kind of subatomic particles present in the atom, and on the basis of the number of subatomic particles present in the atom we can characterize the atom by certain parameters. So that is mainly we are going to see in this video. Okay. So the main topics I am going to discuss that one is atomic number, mass number, and how to represent an atom, and isotopes, average atomic mass, and isobars. These are the topics I am going to discuss in this video. Two more main topics in this chapter that are electronic configuration and valency that I will discuss in the next video. Okay, so let's get into the topic. First one is atomic number. What is atomic number? It is denoted by the letter Z, clear, capital Z. The atomic number of an atom is equal to the number of protons in the nucleus. So very simple. What is an atomic number of the atom of an element? That is the number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom. That is called atomic number, nothing other than that. Which is also equal to the number of electrons present in a neutral atom. That means in a neutral atom, number of electrons is equal to number of protons. Clear? Because of this, a neutral atom, the electrical charge is neutral. That means 0, or net charge is 0, because equal number of electrons as well as equal number of protons. That means equal number of positive charges and equal number of negative charges present in the atom. So as an atom whole, it will be neutral. Clear? So in case of neutral atom, we can define as an atomic number as number of protons in the nucleus of an atom, or number of electrons in a neutral atom. Clear? If it is given as a neutral atom and number of electrons is present, that is also given, then we can determine the atomic number by taking the number of electrons. But if it is not a neutral atom, if it is an ion, then we cannot take directly as the number of electrons as the atomic number. Clear? So that is very important. If you take particular element, then all the atoms of the element have same atomic number. For example, if you take carbon, the atomic number of carbon is equal to the atomic number of carbon is equal to 6, because there are 6 protons present in the carbon atom. If we take the carbon from wherever the part of the world, it will be having 6 protons in the nucleus. Because of that, its atomic number is 6. The next parameter, that is mass number. It is denoted by capital A, okay, while atomic number is denoted by capital Z. What is mass number? Mass number is equal to number of protons plus number of neutrons. Or simply we can say that total number of nucleons, because neutrons and protons together called nucleons. Why? Protons and neutrons both are present in nucleus. Because of this reason, protons as well as neutrons both are called nucleons. Clear? So mass number is equal to number of protons plus number of neutrons. Clear? This is also will be different in the atoms of different element. For example, we take mass number of carbon is equal to 12. Why it is 12? Because there are 6 protons and 6 neutrons. So total 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. So this is the mass number. We already learned that atomic mass of carbon is equal to atomic mass of carbon is equal to 12. Why? Because it is the total mass of the protons and neutrons. And by taking mass of proton and mass of neutron as 1U, that means there are total 6 protons, that will be 6U, and there are total of 6 neutrons, that means another 6U. So 6U plus 6U is equal to 12U. Clear? That is the atomic mass. So by finding the atomic number, we can find the atomic mass also. Approximately, not exactly. Mass number is a parameter which helps for the determination of the atomic mass of the atom. Clear? Because it is the number of protons plus number of neutrons. While the mass of electron is negligible, so we don't need to consider in this case. Clear? Okay. So this is all about the two parameters, atomic number and mass number. How to notate an atom in terms of mass number and atomic number? For that, the symbol of the atom we will keeping as X. Okay, symbol. Then the mass number we will write on the top left of the symbol. Okay, and atomic number we will write it as at the bottom left of the symbol. So here it will be A, here it will be Z. Clear? This is the symbol of the atom. X, it can be any symbol, like in case of carbon, C is the symbol. Here we will write a mass number and here we will write a atomic number. Clear? For example, we can take carbon. The symbol of carbon is, we already learned in chapter 3, that is C. And the atomic number of the carbon, just now we discussed, that is 6. And the mass number also we have discussed, that is 12. So this is the way we will represent an atom. Okay, with atomic number and mass number. One more example we can take, nitrogen. In case of nitrogen, capital N is the symbol of the nitrogen atom, and the atomic number of nitrogen is 7, because there are 7 protons present in the nucleus of nitrogen. So there are 7 neutrons also present in the nucleus of the nitrogen atom. So that means 7 plus 7, which is equal to 14, is the mass number. Here how I calculated that is 7 is the number of neutrons is just very simple. Number of neutrons, which is equal to mass number minus atomic number. Because mass number is the number of neutrons plus number of protons. Am I right? Clear? Minus atomic number is number of protons. So subtracting atomic number from the mass number, what we will get? Number of protons will be eliminated, number of neutrons will be get. So this is also one important formula you have to remember, that is number of neutrons present in an atom is equal to the mass number minus atomic number. What are isotopes? Isotopes are defined as the atoms of the same element having same atomic number, because in case of atomic number is same means the element will be same but different mass numbers. What does it means? That means atoms of same element having same atomic number, because atomic number is the parameter which determine that particular chemical property of that element. That means atom. So that means here the isotopes are the kind of atoms which have same atomic number, means they are the atoms of same element but different mass number. Same atomic number means same number of protons. Here atomic number are same, then different mass number. What does it mean? We know that mass number is equal to number of neutrons plus number of protons. If the number of protons same in both atoms, then only the possibility that number of neutrons will be different to get a different mass number. Clear? That means number of neutrons are different. Clear? So same atomic number and but different mass numbers means same number of protons, different number of neutrons. Clear? So these types of atoms are called isotopes. As these isotopes have same atomic number, their chemical properties are similar, but the physical properties are different. That means their mass will be different. As the mass number is different, that means their atomic mass will be different, which means physical properties are different. But chemical properties are similar because they are the atoms of same element. Let's take some examples for the isotopes of the same elements. First one is in case of hydrogen. For hydrogen, generally three isotopes are there. First one is called protium, second one is deuterium, and third one is tritium. See here, all these hydrogen atoms have same atomic number. One is the atomic number of the hydrogen, because in the case of hydrogen, number of proton is 1. And what is the number of neutron in case of protium? Number of neutron is 0. There is no neutron present in the nucleus of the normal hydrogen atom. And number of electron in case of neutral hydrogen atom, that is 1. But we are not going to discuss that. In case of isotopes, number of electrons are irrelevant. Clear? So this is the case. So number of proton is equal to 1. That because of that, its atomic number is 1. Again, number of neutron is 0. That means there is no neutron present in the nucleus of the hydrogen atom. Then 1 plus 0 equal to 1. That will be the mass number. That is also 1. Now, while we come to the deuterium, here number of proton is 1. That means its atomic number is 1. While number of neutron is equal to 1. That means 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. That will give the mass number. That means extra one more neutron is present in the nucleus of the isotope of the hydrogen named deuterium. And we'll come to the tritium. Here number of proton is equal to 1. Number of proton is equal to 1. But number of neutron is equal to 2. So atomic number is 1 itself. But the mass number is equal to 1 plus 2. That means number of protons plus number of neutrons. That is equal to 3. So here you can see that number of proton is same while the number of neutrons are different. So these types of atoms are called isotope of the element. This is the example for the isotopes of hydrogen. That is protium, deuterium and tritium. This protium is the most abundant in the earth. And the hydrogen present in the water which we are using, that is protium. While this deuterium and tritium are very rarely found, and the water formed by this deuterium and tritium are known as heavy water because the mass number of these hydrogens are greater than the normal hydrogen, and the water is formed by these types of hydrogen is also a heavy water. Deuterium is mainly used in case of these nuclear reactors. So these isotopes has their own applications, but that you will learn in later classes. Clear? Now let's take one more example. Isotopes of carbon. In case of carbon, there are two major isotopes present. First one is C612. This is the normal carbon atom. Clear? Major component is this. And this is the isotope of the carbon. See here, the atomic number is same because they are same element. That means here, number of protons is equal to 6. In this case also, number of protons is equal to 6. And in case of here, mass number of neutrons is equal to number of neutrons 12 minus 6. That is 6. I already told you that to find the number of neutrons, subtract atomic number from the mass number. So 12 minus 6 is equal to 6. And what is the number of neutrons here? 14 minus 6 is equal to 8. That means number of neutrons are different. And this is the normal carbon atom and this is the radioactive carbon atom. And generally if you take a sample of the carbon, some percentage of this carbon will be in this form of C14 isotope. And this is a radioactive. And the amount of this carbon, C14 present in the sample of carbon, especially in the human bodies or organic bodies, are used to determine the age of the fossils. That process is called carbon dating, which also you will learn in the later classes. So this is also plays an important role in the technological aspect. The next example that we are going to discuss, that is in case of chlorine, there are two main isotopes. One is Cl1735 and Cl1737. Atomic number is same and mass number is different. You can also find the number of neutrons and protons present in the atom from the atomic number and the mass number. That try yourself. Clear? So this is also the two isotopes of chlorine. Clear? Similarly, for many elements, isotopes are present in the nature. I already told you that deuterium, the isotope of hydrogen, The water which consists of the deuterium is used in the nuclear reactors. Similarly, for different kind of isotopes have different applications. There are plenty of the applications we have today regarding these isotopes. But in textbook, only these three applications given, so I am discussing only that. First one is an isotope of uranium is used as a fuel in nuclear reactors. That is U-238. That is U-238. Uranium symbol is U. 238 92. 92 is the atomic number and 238 is the mass number. Its mass number is very much big one. Clear. And because of that, its atomic mass also will be high. Okay, so these types of elements are used in these nuclear reactors. Second one is the cobalt. Isotope of cobalt is used in the treatment of cancer. And the isotope of iodine is used in the treatment of goiter. Mainly the isotopes which are showing the radioactive property, they are used in different field. Clear? So this is all about the isotopes. Very simple one, same atomic number but different mass number, which means same number of protons but different number of neutrons. Now let's discuss an important topic, that is average atomic mass. In case of average, what is average atomic mass? The mass of an atom of a natural element is taken as the average mass of all naturally occurring atoms of the element, which means isotopes of the element. I already told you that in nature, some elements occurring in different isotopic forms. So while we taking a sample, for example carbon, if you take the sample of carbon, it contains C612 as well as C614, both isotopes present. So which atomic mass we will take? There will be confusion that whether we need to take 12 or 14. So we cannot take an arbitrarily way that 12 or 14. Instead of that, we will find the average mass based on the abundance or the percentage of the component present in that symbol. Clear? And in case of if an element has no isotopes naturally present, then the mass of the atom would be the same as the mass of protons and neutrons. What that means, what is the mass number of that atom? That will be the atomic mass. If that element has no isotope, then no need to find the average. But in case of an atom naturally occur in the form of different isotopes, and if you take the sample, if it consists of different types of isotopes of the same element, then we need to go for the calculation of the average atomic mass to get the mass of the sample, because it consists of different type of isotope have different atomic mass. It is a mathematical formula which helps us to calculate or determine the average atomic mass. It is like the average atomic mass is equal to atomic mass of, if it has different isotope, then atomic mass of first isotope into percentage abundance of the isotope divided by 100. That means how much percentage it is present in that sample. Clear? Divided by 100, that means we are going to convert it to fraction. When percentage divided by 100, we will get in the fraction form. Plus the atomic mass of the second isotope of the same element into multiply with the fraction, that means percentage abundance of the isotope 2 divided by 100, plus the atomic mass of isotopes 3 if it has 3. So it goes on like that. How many? If an element has 5 isotopes, then we have to calculate the atomic mass into the fraction for the 5 isotopes each. In case of hydrogen, we have 3 isotopes, so we have to calculate in case of 3. In case of carbon, there are 2 isotopes. Clear? But for generally, there are some elements present, especially in case of hydrogen. If you are taking the sample of hydrogen from naturally around us, it may not contain the isotope of hydrogen in large quantity. It will be present only in certain areas. Clear? So in that case, we are not going to calculate the hydrogen. But there are some elements from wherever we are taking the sample, it consists of all its isotope in a significant amount. So in that case, we need to go for the calculation of average atomic mass. Clear? Okay. So let's discuss some questions regarding how to calculate the average atomic mass. One example I am taking this one. Chlorine occurs in nature in 2 isotopic forms with the masses 35U and 37U in the ratio 3:1. That means here is already ratio is given instead of percentage. We already learned how to find the percentage from the ratio. Find the average atomic mass. First you need to find the percentage. Here percentage abundance of, that is presence of Cl35. The atomic number of chlorine is 17, okay, which is given in your textbook. So just refer that. Which is equal to, what is the ratio? 35 is to 35U is to 37U is the ratio 3 is to 1. So the corresponding ratio for the 35U is 3 divided by 3 plus 1. Total sum of the ratios into 100. 3 by 4 into 100. Which is equal to 3 by 4 into 3 by 4 into 100 by 4 is equal to 25. 25 into 3 is equal to 75 percentage. Okay. Numerical calculation, you do it yourself. 75 percentage. Similarly, percentage of Cl37 isotope, that is another isotope 37, which is equal to, corresponding ratio will be 1. 35 is to 37 is 3 is to 1, means the ratio corresponds to 37 is 1 divided by 3 plus 4, same sum of the ratios into 100, which is equal to 1 by 4 into 100. 1 by 4 into 100, that means 100 by 4 is equal to 25 percentage. Oh. Next we are going to calculate the average atomic mass. So average atomic mass is equal to average atomic mass is equal to atomic mass of chlorine 3517 into percentage of Cl35 17 divided by 100. Okay, divided by 100 plus percentage of atomic mass of Cl3717, okay, into percentage of Cl3717 divided by 100 plus up to note, because it has only 2 isotopes, so we don't need to go for the next one. So our formula is complete. If it has 3 isotopes, then plus atomic mass of the third isotope, what is that, also we have to find it. Then that is equal to, what will we get? That is equal to, I'm writing here, atomic mass of 35 Cl will be 35, okay, 35 into, you did not need to write now, 35 into percentage of that one is, we already here 75 divided by 100 plus, what is the atomic mass of Cl37, that is equal to 37U into percentage will be 25, we already obtained, divided by 100. Okay, then 35 into 75 by 100 is equal to, dividing by the HCF, so we will get 3 by 4. 75 by 100 is equal to 3 by 4 plus 37 into 25 by 100 is 1 by 4. Now denominator is same, so add the numerator, multiply the numerator and add it. So 35 into 3 is equal to 105. Am I right? 105 plus 37. 37 into 1 is 37. Divided by 4. Denominator is common. 105 plus 37 is equal to 142 divided by 4. 142 by 4 is equal to 35.5. So that means the average mass of the chlorine is 35.5. That's why we have already learned what is atomic mass of chlorine, that is 35.5. There is no a single atom of chlorine has 35.5. All the atoms exist in either 35 or 37. But while we taking the average, we are getting 35.5. Clear? Because we know that atomic mass means the mass number, which means the number of protons and neutrons. There is no a fraction of proton and a fraction of neutrons present in a nucleus. It is present as a whole. So we will not get a fraction. But why we are getting fraction in atomic mass while we are taking a sample of chlorine? Because that is just an average atomic mass of different kind of the atoms of same element, which means there is no a single atom of a chlorine atom with a 35.5 U atomic mass. Clear? That is just an average atomic mass. I will tell you one more thing while calculating this average atomic mass. If ratio is given, then we don't need to directly convert into the percentage. Just to find the fraction from the ratio itself. What we got here? 3/4. Am I right? And here it is 1/4. Just to multiply that fraction here itself. 3/4 and here it is 1/4. Because here we find the percentage by multiplying the 100 and again we have to divide it by that 100. So in case of short method, we don't need to go for that. Clear? We can directly find the fraction from the ratio. But if the percentage is given directly, then we can't do like this. We have to go for calculating with the percentage itself. Clear? So that is also you have to notice it. Now let's discuss one more question from exercise. Exercise question number 10. Okay. If bromine atom is available in the form of say two isotope, bromine 79 and bromine 81, the percentage abundance is also given. That means the percentage of presence in that sample. Bromine 79 is 49.7 percentage and bromine 81 is 50.3 percentage. Calculate the average atomic mass of the atom. Very simple one. Clear? So here, what is the formula we have? Average atomic mass is equal to atomic mass of bromine 79 mass atomic number is same, okay, 35 both are 35 into percentage of bromine 79 divided by 100 plus atomic mass of bromine 8135 into multiplied with the percentage of bromine 8135 divided by 100. This is the formula we have. Atomic mass of first isotope into percentage of that divided by 100 plus atomic mass of second one into percentage of that divided by 100. That is equal to. Here we have to go for like this because here percentage is given instead of ratio is given. Clear? So atomic mass of Br79 is 79 because just write the mass number as atomic mass, okay? Into what is the percentage of bromine 79? That is 49.7 percentage. 49.7 divided by 100 plus what is the atomic mass of bromine 81? That is 81 into what is the percentage of the second isotope? 50.3 divided by 100. That is equal to denominator is same, so just first multiply the numerators and add it. 79 into 49.7 we will get on multiplication 3926.3, okay, plus 81 into 50.3 we will get it as 4074.3 divided by whole divided by 100 because denominator of both the terms is 100. Adding these two number we will get a 3926.3 plus 4074.3 we will get a 8000.6 divided by 100. 2 zeros are there in the 100, so place the decimal point towards 2 places left. So we will get a we will get a 80.006. Numerical calculations, do it yourself, we don't have time to discuss that one. So this is the way how we calculate the average atomic mass. So if the percentage or ratio, whatever it is given, just remember this formula and find according to that. Okay. Now let's discuss one more question, question number 11 from the same exercise. Here, the average atomic mass of a sample of element X is 16.2 U. Average mass is given. What are the percentages of the isotope of 8, 16 and 88? There are two isotopes in the sample. We have to find the percentage of these two isotopes from the given average atomic mass. So, that is unknown quantity. So, put let the percentage of X 16.8 be X percentage, small letter X percentage. Then let the percentage of X 18.8 be, what will be the, if percentage of 16 is X and the percentage of 18 will be 100 minus X, because maximum percentage is 100 minus X percentage, because this sample consists only these two types of isotope. Now what is the average atomic mass formula, because that is the quantity given in the question. So we have atomic mass of X 16.8, this is X, okay, into percentage of X 16.8 divided by 100. This is X, this is multiplication, okay, be careful that this is multiplication, plus atomic mass of X 18.8 into percentage of X 18.8 divided by 100, which is equal to average atomic mass. Average atomic mass. I am writing this short, okay. So this is the formula we have. Now just to substitute those values here. So that implies, what is the atomic mass of X 16.8? Atomic mass is representing, that is mass number. So 16 into percentage of the 16 is, we are assigned it as X. So X divided by 100 plus atomic mass of 18, X 18 is 18, okay, into what is the percentage we assigned, that is 100 minus X. 100 minus X divided by 100, which is equal to, what is the average atomic mass given in the question, that is 16.2. Clear? Now just multiply the numerator, so we will get 16x plus 18 into 100, this is 100, okay. 18 into 100 is equal to 1800 plus 18 into minus x equal to minus 18x divided by 100. All divided by 100 is equal to 16.2, implies, okay. That implies, so here 16x minus 18x is equal to minus 2x plus 1800 is equal to 16.2. This divided by 100 will be multiplied by 100. That implies, again simplify, minus 2x is equal to 16.2 into 100 is equal to 1620 plus 1800 will be minus 1800. That implies, again x is equal to, here 1620 minus 118 is minus 1800 is equal to minus 180, okay, and minus 2 will become here, so it will be on denominator, so minus cancel. 180 divided by 2 is equal to 90%. So the percentage of X, therefore final answer we can write, the percentage of X 16.8 is equal to 90%, and percentage of 18x8 is equal to 90. 100 minus, this is X is 90, that means 100 minus 90 is equal to 10%. So this is the way we can calculate the percentage from the average atomic mass. So these three examples we have discussed regarding average atomic mass that are very important one. Okay, so the last topic we are going to discuss, that one is isobars. Atoms of different element with a different atomic number but have same mass number are known as isobars. What are isotopes we have discussed? Isotopes are the atoms of same element have same atomic number but with a different mass number. Here just opposite of that one. Different atomic number, same mass number. Clear? That is the difference between isotopes and isobars. If the atomic number is different, means the elements are also different and different number of protons. Atomic number is different, means number of protons is different, and same mass number. That means we cannot judge whether the number of neutrons same or not. Okay, that will be according to the given isotope. Clear? So we cannot say anything about number of neutrons in case of isobars. We can say that in case of at number of protons, they are different. Clear? Let's take an example. Here, see, calcium and argon 2 are isobars. Actually, calcium is one atom of one element and argon is the atom of another element. Okay, so both are atoms of different element. But see, the mass number is same mass number. But the atomic number, see, atomic number of calcium is 20 and atomic number of argon is 18. So both have different atomic number, means here number of proton is equal to, what is the number of proton? 20. And here number of proton is equal to 18. What about in case of number of neutrons? We can say number of neutrons is equal to mass number minus atomic number, that is equal to 20. And here see, number of neutrons is equal to mass number minus atomic number, 40 minus 18 is equal to 28. Clear? So this is that means both the number of protons and neutrons are be different in this example. Clear? So we cannot say anything about this one. But we can only say that atomic number is different, mass number is same. So this is all about the different kind of the parameters as well as the types of atoms on the basis of number of subatomic particles present in the nucleus. Here we are not counting the number of electrons to classify or to find this atomic number or mass number. Clear? So this is all about today, and in the next video I will discuss very important topic, that is how electrons are distributed in the different shells, and on the basis of electronic distribution how we can explain the valency of the different kind of atoms. So that's all for today. Thanks for watching.